Myself, Jaya Parimi, SVP of India Operations at Health Catalyst. And before I get started, a few housekeeping things. One, if you want access to the Wi-Fi, this is the network. Please use the password. And there is a pantry here. There is coffee and cookies served there. Please feel free to use them. And then if you need to use the washroom, there's in the middle of the corridor, there's on the right side, there's a dark pathway. It's still under construction, but there's the washroom for you guys. That's pretty much it. And then I'm here to talk about Health Catalyst because it's a relatively new company in Indian market. But we are basically a US-based healthcare data management, analytics and services company. And I say US-based because all our customers currently are in US. We are on the verge of signing a deal outside US, but not yet there. And data management, we predominantly serve healthcare customers, and what we do on a daily life, day-to-day work is basically take the patient data. Patient generates this data and that's captured by the hospitals. And in 2008, US has made a mandate saying all the hospitals must digitize this data. So they started putting it on the databases in the hospitals, but then these don't talk to each other. That's where the issue is. So 2015, they said like you have to send this data to us, to the central data lakes and data warehouses, which are called health information exchanges. So we work with these health information exchanges to get the data from hospitals by creating these rule engines and data integration pipelines. And so once we have them, we also create reverse rule engines so that the hospitals can pull the same data again whenever they need, so that the true interoperability can be achieved, where hospitals can talk to each other and transfer the data of one patient and see the entire life history of the patient in one single record. But now that we have the data, the next level would be analytics, obviously. And where we try to, there are close to around 6,000 plus metrics that the US government themselves want to track for hospitals. And on top of it, we also create some custom use cases for the hospitals where we try to identify issues like, let's say if there are two hospitals doing the heart surgeries, which one is better than the other in terms of success ratio? Or let's say if a person is visiting the hospital, there's something called hospital acquired infection. This infection happens because someone is visiting the hospital. They didn't have this infection if they are at home instead of in the hospital. So what is the percentage of people who are acquiring these infections because they visited the hospital? These are the kind of metrics that they want to track. So we help the hospitals track these metrics and use those metrics to become better at how they are serving their patient population. But similarly, governments also want to look at how each district or each county is doing in terms of health, and if they have funds, how do we deploy them? That's another question that they have. So we try to address those questions also using the data that we have access to. Right. A lot of times the question that I get asked at this stage is like, who owns this data? Do you have this in your database? No, we don't. We're not allowed to. So the HIEs, which are non-profit organizations created by and funded by the governments, host this data, but even the ownership lies with the patient itself. So they have to give the consent for these HIEs to save the data and then use them for the greater good. And we work to enable the HIEs drive the value as much as possible, because they are not technical entities, they are the government entities. So they rely on technical entities to get the infrastructure in place. Again, whatever I informed, a lot of things from our co-founder and a customer, and then the current CEO. Just a short video of 3 minutes for you guys.
Before Steve Barlow and I founded Health Catalyst in 2008, we had the great privilege of working at Intermountain Healthcare in Utah. They had asked to build an analytics system to support their clinical integration work. They couldn't easily access data, and they didn't have an analytics platform. Steve and I had identified a need to provide a solution that blended data, analytics, and professional services expertise. In a nutshell, that was the beginning of Health Catalyst. Steve and I helped our first customers achieve results in record time, and we built our analytics platform from the ground up based on everything we'd learned working inside of healthcare. We unlocked the potential for data-informed decision-making and sustainable change. We do this by giving our customers better access to data from hundreds of sources. We give them a clearer picture thanks to dashboards and visualizations, and world-class support from healthcare experts. Health Catalyst has always been on a mission to partner with our customers and help them focus on the most meaningful opportunities and achieve higher quality care at the lowest appropriate cost. And we're committed to that end objective.
We had a lot of information, but none of it tied or integrated together in a way that we could actually make sense of things in a reasonable way. We had a big electronic medical record, And that was a huge database. But that was separate from patient experience, that was separate from demographic information, that was separate than cost information, that was separate from some operational performance measures. So if we wanted to try to figure out the best care delivered at the best value for the community, at the best cost of production, at the best outcome, we had to actually tie all that information together in the best possible way for the communities we serve. We looked for a different solution. That's really about the time that Health Catalyst was born, and it's been a really wonderful relationship that's had a whole lot of meaning for many individuals because of the improvements we've been able to make.
Hello, I'm Dan Burton, the CEO of Health Catalyst. Health Catalyst is a leading provider of data and analytics technology and services to healthcare organizations. Our solution consists of three parts. First, a data platform, which integrates data from hundreds of sources in a flexible, open, and scalable manner. Second, analytics applications built to highlight opportunities for measurable clinical, financial, and operational improvement. And third, our services expertise to help our customers effectively realize those measurable improvement opportunities. During the next few decades, both margin pressure and the move to value-based care present economic complexity and dramatic change for healthcare organizations that will continue to require data, analytics, and improvement expertise. The pressing need for healthcare organizations to realize clinical, financial, and operational improvements will continue to drive the need for our solution. With more than 300 data sources, 8 analytics applications, a library of analytics accelerators, and more than 250 analytics and domain experts, we are poised to drive measurable improvements. Thank you for your time and for your interest in Health Catalyst. We invite you to join us in pursuing the worthy mission to be the catalyst for massive, measurable, data-informed healthcare improvement.
Yeah, so we started in 2018 US, based out of South Jordan, Utah. And we started with 2 people, and as of today, we have close to around 1,500 plus team members, including 110 people here in India, working out of India office. And in terms of work, we are a remote first company. So the way we operate is like 10 days every quarter in the office and rest from home. Right? And the 10 days they come as a team, they spend time. Usually like today, one team just left, to be honest. So they spend time to sort out things that are there within the team and then go back to work on deliverables later on. Right? Again, our mission is to be the catalyst for massive, measurable, data-informed healthcare improvements. And how we are trying to achieve it, I kind of already explained, but then basically like, once we associate with a customer, could be a hospital or a government or an insurance company, we try to integrate their data into with our integration engines that we have, and then pull the data into the HIEs. And once the data comes in, then we use our custom-built use cases or applications and run the metrics that they are looking for. And once we have the metrics, we understand where they stand relatively compared to their competitors or anyone else, and then start identifying where are the gaps that they can improve on and what are the processes that the other people are using and how they're able to deliver better results than this particular hospital or this particular county, and make recommendations accordingly. And once we make those recommendations, we implement them on the floor and see what kind of results are coming out, and then show them the results. And if the results are positive, obviously they would want to be associated with us, and then the cycle keeps running, and everything enabled with people in the center who are the reason, people working with us in the center who are the reason that this is possible for us. Right. And how we define success, because we are catering to the healthcare industry, our mission is very clear. We do not want to be directly associated. We don't want our name to be heard by the patient. We want to be the catalyst, just like in a reaction, how the catalyst helps fast track the reaction. We want to be that catalyst enabling our partners, the hospitals or government or insurance companies, using our technology, analytics and services. And the success metric that we use is basically the number of patients' lives saved or enhanced using our tools, and how we create that difference for the end. Thanks for giving me this opportunity and patiently listening. I know you're not here for understanding about healthcare. At least we are here to learn about basic skills. So I'll invite Hari again and let him take over.
Thank you, Jay.